Sorry, y'all. I'm filming this on my phone. I seen this video and I was like, yo, I just want to film this right now. I didn't want to pull out my camera and really have time for that. I just wanted to cover this and kind of see what happened. I know this was actually shared to me multiple times. It was by my mom and by some friends. And then I seen it on Lockworld's Instagram, I believe. Maybe that's their Instagram name. But I seen this video and I was like, I can't believe this actually happened. And well, to tell you the truth, I kind of can believe it, but I just want to look at it, kind of get a review on it, react to it, kind of, if you could put it that way, and just look at it and see what the deal really was, because this is really weird, especially being like someone with dreadlocks. And my mom actually shared this on her Facebook page, and the reason she did share it is because in high school I actually had to cut my hair because my coaches wouldn't let me play. So, which was really weird. Like, after, she mentioned in there as well that after practice or after a few games, and I noticed I wasn't playing, and then I asked my coach why I wasn't able to play, and then he said, you can't play with that hair. It's like, you should have definitely made that clear since the beginning. And I think that's the same situation that kind of happened here. Like, that should have been something that was clear in the beginning. But we'll look at this. I just know one thing. That it doesn't feel good when people don't accept you for like your hair or anything like that. But then again, on the flip side, if there are rules in a certain, let's see, like a sport or anything like that you're in or involved with, follow those rules. So that's kind of like the flip side of things. And sometimes rules can be weird, but anyway, let's look at this video. I'm gonna go ahead and press play
News.
on this.
Outrage is building in New Jersey after a high school wrestler was forced to cut his dreadlocks or forfeit his match.
But it's like, what would you do? Would you forfeit your match or would you cut your hair? I think this is a huge thing that this kid did.
It happened last night at Buena High School in Atlantic County. It is not clear why that ref insisted Johnson cut his hair rather than wear a wrap like other wrestlers with long hair. There are now calls for that referee to be...
See, that's the thing that gets me, is that they didn't, she didn't have, or it was a guy, I'm assuming, but he didn't have a reason for him to actually cut his hair. He just like wanted him to cut it, whereas forfeit his match. I seen that people were calling this ref racist, which who knows if he was or if he wasn't. But it's like, we can't really say anything about the ref unless you know him. You can't really say anything if you weren't there. The news is very, they take like sound bites where they'll take like a certain clip and then they'll say something. A lot of the time the news isn't always what's right or what was correct, but whoever was first to report it is kind of what just goes on the news, and they just keep it like that. Anyway, when it comes down to it, we can't really say anything about the ref besides him not wanting him to have dreadlocks, which no one really can understand that. I don't know why that was, but it is interesting seeing that. Like I said, I've dealt with this before in high school with sports. It kind of even led into me not wanting to play basketball anymore, just because I didn't really understand why they didn't want to let me play, just because of the hairstyle I had. So I had to cut my hair. And what's funny is, like, I cut my hair and I still didn't play afterwards. So maybe I just wasn't good enough to play on the team, and that was kind of just an excuse that the coach said to me, but I don't really know what it was. But it's funny, it's really interesting. But like I said, on the flip side of things, if there are rules and regulations set up in a sport, or if you work somewhere, anything like that, like if you chose to do that, like he chose to wrestle, and if that was a rule, the only thing that is off about this is that they said that he can wrap his hair, but the ref didn't allow that, which is really weird. Because if he didn't have dreads, if he just had long hair, I'm sure it would have flew by, would have been no issue. But it is really interesting that the ref was able to make that call and nobody else seen it necessary to correct him and say, hey, this isn't right. The coaches, I feel like, should have stepped in and did something about it, which I'm pretty sure they did, which they didn't really report that, which is pretty funny that they didn't report those things. But there's so much that really wasn't said behind the scenes, and I'm sure there was so much more behind the scenes, like I said. But to tell you the truth, we have nothing we can really say about this besides, from the outside looking in, I can't believe that ref made that boy cut his hair just so that he can wrestle or he can forfeit the match. I'm assuming this must have been a big match for him, just because, I mean, he did it. He ended up winning the match, which is awesome. I think it's a cool story, to tell you the truth. I think it's really bold for him to do that. And I think it's just kind of ridiculous that the ref made him do that. But at the same time, like I said, if those are the rules that are set up, then that's kind of how it goes. But I'm pretty sure there's not a rule that says that you can't have dreadlocks. And if there is, then that's just the rule. But I know that there's some schools, there's some businesses, there's some sports, or some schools that in that sport that don't allow you to have dreadlocks. Dreadlocks are very controversial sometimes. Like in situations like this, he was probably competing at a school or competing in a division or something like that didn't allow dreadlocks. Maybe that was the case. So they made him cut it. Like, they don't really report that stuff. So we really don't know. I'm sure there had to have been some sort of valid reason why he did that. They're really pushing this one way. But we really don't know. Like, anybody from the outside looking in, if you've seen this on Facebook, if you've seen it on this video, if you've seen it on YouTube, we really don't know. So there's nothing we can really say. The only thing I can say is that I've experienced it before. I know how it feels to be that boy. And it's not fun. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta do what you wanna do. Like, take priority in what you wanna do. Like, his priority is wrestling. His priority isn't his hair. And it's cool that he accepted it and did it. I think that's a bold move. There's a lot of people out there that they don't really take priority correctly. Like, say some people would say, same situation, you have to cut your hair in order to compete. They would say, no, I don't want to cut my hair. And then it'd just be that, which this kid, he's now has so much more exposure just from getting on the news, from being bold, not just cutting his dreadlocks because the ref made him cut his dreads, but that he made a bold decision for his future. So I think that's a huge thing. I don't know his name, but that is a really awesome thing, that he was able to do that. It almost looks like he's half black, half white. It says that it's a black high school wrestler, but he's really light skinned, so he might be mixed. But yeah, that's really interesting. What do you guys think? Comment down below about the whole situation. Do you guys think it was what do you guys think about the situation? I don't know. It's really a touchy subject, especially when it comes to stuff on the news. You can't really tell. You just really can't tell whether or not the news is true, or if it's kind of bent one way, which news is always bent one way. Because like I said, it's always who's first and not who's right or correct. But yeah, comment down below what you guys think. I want to leave that at that. I didn't want to put too much of my opinion on it. I wanted to tell you my experience. And the reason I'm making this video is because I went through this as well. So I didn't make this video just to, make a video on a kid who cut his dreadlocks because the referee made him. I'm saying that, like, I've been through it too. Being in sports, it can be very controversial with you adding your own flavor, your own style to what you do, especially in high school or middle school. Your coaches and like referees and everyone above you really doesn't want you to add stuff to you. And I understand that. I understand that they don't want you to like try to stand out beyond the others. But then again, that's also controversial. So, like I said, comment down below what you guys think. That's all I gotta say. Comment down below if you've ever dealt with this, either in your workplace, in a sport, at school. I know a lot of people deal with it in school and at their workplaces. I know people have been fired because of their dreads. And there's just so much that goes into it. I remember I wanted to get dreadlocks. I almost feel like I wanted to get dreadlocks in high school, but there was a rule that you couldn't have them. So it's always interesting, and I don't really understand why you can't have a certain hairstyle. But when it comes to stuff like school or work, and you chose that, or you've been put into that, or it's a requirement, then it's one of those things that you just gotta follow the rules. And that's just simply put. But you guys, besides that, I'm glad you watched this video. If you made it all the way through, make sure to like the video. And while we're here, go check out all the new great merch since it is Christmas season. We have all the new great stuff out, and we also have all of the old designs are on discount price right now. So I'm sure you guys are gonna super duper enjoy it. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a touchy subject, so I'm not saying enjoyed the content, but enjoyed kind of my side on it and kind of, looked at things differently, especially when it comes to stuff like this. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys have an amazing day. Matter of fact, have a great day. Peace out and God bless.